All right, geometry, here we are, end of chapter 10. We've got section 7, circle equations. Let's get started. The formula for a circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. In this case, our center is h and k, and obviously the radius is going to be r. So what does this look like? Let's say I tell you I would have my center at -4, 6 and a radius of 12, and I want you to put that into the circle equation. So I'm going to write the equation again. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So all we're going to do is all we're going to do is plug those in and see what we got. So I've got x minus a -4 plus y minus the 6 equals 12 squared. Now we simplify anything that we can. Minus a minus, that's going to be plus. So my equation is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 144. So that's just taking the coordinates of the center and plugging them in along with the radius into that equation. So now at its basic form, let's go back and let's say the equation is this. Let's see. Let's go with that. So, remembering the actual equation, it's very important that you understand what the subtraction signs mean. The subtraction signs change the value of my center. So since that's a -8, that means my center is at 8. And since that's a +2, that means my y value of my center is at -2. And then my radius is the square root of 121, which we know in this case is 11. Okay, so using this circle equation to my advantage, I could pull those points out. If I needed to graph that, that wouldn't be any big deal. Okay, so let's take a look at one final example. What if I gave you something like that, and I wanted to know where the center of this circle is and what its radius is. Obviously, its radius is 9. We would just take the square root of 81, so that's the easy one to get out of the way. Now, going back to our original equation, I'm going to write this a bunch of times, or you're going to write this a bunch of times. The only way I can get x squared out of that first one is if the h goes away. And there is a number that I can add or subtract that will completely take that h away, and it's 0. So x minus 0 and y minus 0, we could actually do that, and it would come out to be x squared plus y squared equals 81, which is what we started out with. So what did we put in for x and y? We put 0. So my center is the origin. So anytime you just see an x or a y, an x squared or a y squared, that just tells you that the center is at 0. All right, a little under 6 minutes. That's Chapter 10, Section 7, Circle Equations.